Hello students, welcome back to chemistry lecture for class 7. Today we are going to start with the second chapter of our chemistry, that is physical change and chemical change. While talking about physical change and chemical change, I'll be talking about various changes because we can classify a single change into one or more type. Now what is change? Change is a transition of any substance from one form to another form. Like in our daily life, we see many of the changes such as germinating seed to form a plant, milk changing to curd, earthquake, food spoiled due to bacteria, souring of milk, swimming in a pool, cooking of food, cellular ornaments, surface becoming black, breaking of glass, bees producing honey, rusting of iron, ripening of fruits, growing in a sea, water changing to ice. Now, if we study these changes, we can find that some of these changes make our life better and comfortable, but some of these changes cause problem to us. So, in short, we can conclude from this statement the changes which are useful to us are called desirable change, like milk changing to curd. Now, curd is useful to us, therefore, it is a desirable change because we want to get curd. Bees producing honey, again, that's a desirable change because we require honey for our domestic purpose. Decay of cow dung to form manure are desirable changes. On the other hand, the changes which are harmful to us are called undesirable change. For example, breaking of glass. If your glass of window breaks, that is not what you have desired, or that is what you have not liked. Earthquake, fire in the forest, souring of milk, all of these are the undesirable changes. So we can see some of the changes which are good to us, or which are required by us, or which are done by us purposely are called as desirable changes, and the changes which are not beneficial to us or are not required by us are undesirable changes. The changes around us may be categorized on the basis they are slow or fast. For example, germination of a seed is a slow, but burning of paper is fast. It will take fraction of seconds for a paper to get completely burnt out. But germinating seed will require days and months to get converted into the complete plant. So here we can conclude that the changes in which a substance get converted into another form quickly are called fast changes. On the other hand, the changes in which a substance gets converted into another form slowly are called slow changes. Now, some of the changes are observed are temporary changes while others are permanent. On the basis, changes are classified as physical change and chemical change. Now, what is physical change for us? A change in which substance undergoes a change in shape, size, or state is called as physical change. Now, let's take an example to understand physical change. But before undertaking this example, let me tell you one thing that physical change can be reversed by reversing the condition. Now, what do I mean by reversing the condition? I can reverse the change. Now, if I give you a cube of ice and you start heating that cube of ice, that ice will get converted into water. Now, if you give the same, if I give you back the same amount of water to keep it in a refrigerator, what will happen? After some time, that water in the refrigerator will get converted back to ice. So, what I have reversed, while converting ice to water, I had heated the solution, or I had heated the ice. And similarly, when you kept the water in the refrigerator, heat was withdrawn from the water, and therefore water got converted back to ice. Similarly, you can convert water to water vapor. If you are supplying heat energy to water, water will get converted to water vapor. At the same time, when you cool the water vapor, that is through condensation, water vapor gets converted back to water. So, in physical properties, in physical change, we can say three different things. First thing is, in physical change, no new substance is formed. Physical change is a temporary change, and The properties in the physical change remains intact. That means does not change. Like if you look at the formula of ice, it is H2O. If you look at the formula of water, it is again H2O. And if you look at the formula, molecular formula of water vapor, it is again H2O. The other examples for physical change are stretching of a rubber band, dissolving of sugar in water, because once you dissolve sugar in water by the process of evaporation, you can get the crystals of sugar back. Melting of butter, because if you have melted the butter, if you cool it, again the butter will get converted to the solid form. Changing of liquid water into steam, that is evaporation of water. All of these are the examples of physical change. Now let's do some activity. You can perform this activity under the guidance of your parents to understand the concept better. The first activity is to observe a physical change with the help of water. Materials required: water, a bowl, a burner, and a plate. You can ask your parents to perform this activity for you so that you can observe it practically. What is the procedure? Take some water in a bowl and heat it till you see steam rising. Now hold a plate over the rising steam. Notice it if any new substance formed. You do not have to perform this activity by yourself. Please request your parents to do it for you so that they can do it in a better way and with all precautions. Now, what is the observation? When these steams rises up, water first gets changed into water vapor and then back to water when this water vapor sticks to the plate. Or you can keep a glass lid over the container so that you can see the condensation of water vapor. Here we can clearly conclude that the changes in state of water, that is from liquid to gas and again to liquid. Thus, boiling can be considered as a physical change. Not to show that mixing of alcohol and water is a physical change. Now, alcohol and water are miscible substance. This word is new to you, miscible. When two liquids can completely mix with each other, it is called as miscible. Materials required will be alcohol, water, beaker, and distillation apparatus. This activity we'll be doing in the school. Procedure is: take some water in a beaker and mix alcohol with it. Stir the mixture gently. Your observation is a miscible solution is formed. Now, using the method of distillation, alcohol and water are obtained separately. What is distillation? When two liquids have difference in their boiling point, they'll form vapors at different time. And through vapors, we can separate these liquids. That process called as distillation. What do we conclude here? Mixing of alcohol and water is a reversible change and no new substance is formed. Thus is a physical change. The third activity given in our book is to show the dissolution and evaporation of sugar. For this, materials required would be a glass, a burner, sugar, and a bowl. Procedure: put a little amount of sugar in a glass of water, stir it until the sugar dissolves completely. Now pour the mixture into a bowl and heat it over burner for some time. What do you observe? Your observation will be when all the water evaporates, sugar is left at the bottom of the bowl. If you observe it carefully, the sugar will be in the semi solid state by the process of crystallization. That is, if you allow the crystals of sugar or the semi solid form of sugar to cool, after some time, you can clearly see that the crystals of sugar are being formed and the process is known as crystallization. Again, I'll repeat the process called as crystallization. Here, our conclusion is sugar can be obtained back from its solution, thus, it is a reversible change. Now, some more examples of physical changes are breaking of glass, because when you break glass, it may get converted into pieces, but the properties of glass will not change. Crushing of can, freezing of water to ice, melting of dry ice. Now, the student who are not aware what is dry ice, solid carbon dioxide is called as dry ice. When carbon dioxide gas is compressed under high pressure, it gets converted to solid form, and that solid form of carbon dioxide is called as dry ice. Shredding of paper. Shredding of paper means tearing papers into small pieces, mixing of iron and sulfur, inflating a balloon, that is filling air in the balloon, sublimation of ammonium chloride. Now, here the word sublimation. You have done your basic definition in lower standard, that is 6th standard. What is sublimation? When a substance directly changes from the solid state to the gaseous state without going through the liquid state, it is known as sublimation. At your home, you have certain substance which sublime, like camphor, naphthalene balls, etc. If you see those substances will directly get converted from the solid state to the gaseous state without passing through the liquid state. Cutting a log of wood, drying a clothes, again are physical change. Because if you wet the clothes again, the cloth will become wet. Now, let's check what are the different uses of physical change. Now, physical changes are very useful to us. Some of these uses are as follows. Evaporating seawater to obtain common salt. This is a common method in India through which we obtain common salt. Near the sea source, they make small holes. Due to the heat of sun rays, water starts getting evaporated in the water stored in that small holes. The leftover is salt. Those salts are taken in the company, purified, packed, and sent to the market for sale. Now, freezing carbon dioxide gas is to obtain dry ice, which is used for keeping ice cream frozen. Now, this is a modern technique. If you have seen, your favorite ice cream is transported from one place to another in containers in which you have solid carbon dioxide along with your ice cream. That helps to keep the ice cream in cold condition for a long period of time. To prepare a mixture of metals. What is the mixture of metals called as? Alloys, which has improved properties than single metal. For example, gold is mixed with silver and can be used to make jewelry because pure gold cannot be used as it is very soft. You may have learned the term malleable and ductile. Malleability means substance can be hammered and converted into sheets, whereas ductility means it can be converted into wires. Pure gold is highly malleable and highly ductile, therefore, we have to add some amount of silver to it. Now, you can separate gold and silver if you require because it is a physical change. Process involved in some physical changes are first one is dissolving. What is dissolving? The process in which a solute completely mixes with solvent to form a homogeneous mixture is called dissolving. Like you dissolve sugar in water or salt in water. What happens when you put sugar in water and you start stirring it? Sugar gets dissolved in water. Now, here, when you talk about solution, solution has two components. One is called as solute and the other one is called as solvent. I'll again repeat the word. Solution will have two components. One is solute and the other one is solvent. Now, let's take example of sugar solution. In case of sugar solution, your solid component is sugar, therefore it is a solute which is present in lesser quantity, whereas your liquid component is water which is solvent which is present in greater quantity. So please remember students, always in a solution you will have two components. One will be solute. It is not necessary that solute is always a solid. Solute may be a gas also. I'll give one example. And it is also not necessary that solvent is always water. Let's take an example where your solid is a gas and your solvent is a liquid. If you have heard or if you have seen the local soda vendors, they have a gas cylinder on their vehicle and they put water in the bottle and put that bottle in the nozzle of the cylinder and pass air through it. The gas which they pass through it is nothing but it is carbon dioxide. Because when carbon dioxide passes through water, it gets converted into a gas called as it gets converted into an acid called as carbonic acid, which is commonly referred by us as soda. So soda is nothing but it's a solution of carbon dioxide in water. So here carbon dioxide is your solute and your water is the solvent. Next process is melting. We all know the process of changing of a solid into a liquid at a particular temperature is called melting. The temperature at which the solid starts melting is called as melting point. For example, melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. Now, just for knowledge purpose, please remember 0 degrees Celsius in case of water has two different processes taking place at the same time. 0 degrees Celsius is the melting point of ice. At the same time, it is freezing point of water. Because at exactly 0 degrees Celsius, water starts freezing to ice, and at the same time, ice starts melting to water. So exactly at 0 degrees Celsius, you will have 50% ice and 50% water in case of water. In case of water, please remember this because every substance or every chemical has a fixed melting point and boiling point, which indicates the purity of a substance. Boiling, the process of changing of a liquid into a gas at a particular temperature is called boiling. And the temperature at which the liquid starts boiling to convert into vapor is called as boiling point. If you see the definition of boiling point and melting point, you will see similarities. In melting point, you can see the solid starts getting converted from solid to liquid at its melting point, and in boiling point, you can see the liquid starts getting converted from the liquid state to the gaseous state or the vapor state. Now, there's a different term called as evaporation. The process of changing of a liquid into a gas at any temperature below its boiling point is called as evaporation. It is different from boiling because boiling will take place at boiling point, whereas evaporation will take place below the boiling point. For example, if you have seen your mother boiling water, what you can see the vapors at around 70 to 75 degrees Celsius also. But that process which is taking place is evaporation, not boiling, because boiling will start at 100 degrees Celsius. Example, sugar gets back from sugar solution due to evaporation. Condensation, the process of changing of a gas into liquid on cooling is called condensation. The temperature at which a gas condenses is called condensation point. Please remember, my dear students, you can convert a solid to liquid by the process called as melting. And the reverse process of converting a liquid to solid is called as freezing. I would request everyone to please write this down in your notebook. That will help you a lot to understand the process and revise it faster. At the same time, the process of converting a liquid into a gas is called as boiling. And the process of converting a gas back to liquid is called as condensation. Now, there's a process called sublimation in which a solid directly gets converted to a gas. And please remember, students, the process called as sublimation. We had done this definition with some examples. The process by which a solid directly gets converted into the gaseous state without going through a liquid state, the substance will not come in the liquid state, is called as sublimation. The substance which undergoes sublimation, as it does not come into a liquid state, while going back also, the gas will directly get converted to solid. You can have two examples for sublimation in your home. One is naphthalene, and second one is camphor. If you have seen your mother storing the woolen clothes during the summer season, after the winter season is over, she keeps a white color balls in between the clothes to protect them from the insects. And in the next time during winter, when you remove those clothes from the cupboard, you do not see those balls there because naphthalene balls undergoes sublimation. At the same time, when you are worshipping and you are using camphor, you can see camphor will directly get converted from the solid state to the gaseous state without coming to the liquid state. So I hope students, you have learned this topic today. What you need to do is you have to practice the definition of these five examples processes, sorry. You have to learn the definition of dissolving, melting, boiling, evaporation, condensation. Also, you have to write down the definition of slow change, fast change, desirable, undesirable change in your notebook. I will be teaching you the chemical changes and their activities in the next part of the lecture. So stay home, stay safe, and stay blessed. Help your parents. Thank you and have a great day.